Okay folks, so what I've been working on is I've taken my center stand out and going to grease and all the pivot points on the FJR. I've got a 2008. I went ahead and did that for a couple reasons. One, I saw some posts where dog bones broke. I've never done any maintenance as far as lubing the pivots on this bike, and it's got 60,000 miles. So I got a little nervous and thought, better take it all apart and do some lubing down there. In the meantime, I was going to go ahead and replace the shock anyway, so I got a new shock for it. And once I got this relay arm out, felt around in here, the bearings were pitted, a bit rusted, not running really smoothly. Plus, when it was up into the bike, it had a little play in there. So that could have been the sleeve or collar that was in there, or the bearings, I'm not sure. But I just went ahead and ordered all new parts, cleaned this up, and going to replace the bearings and everything in there and put this all back together. But my biggest challenge was not getting these bearings out. They squeezed out pretty quickly and pretty easily. These would not squeeze out. And I thought, what the hell, that thing is really stuck in there. I thought it was a bearing, a spacer, and then another bearing. Well, that's not the case. It is machined out. And so they had to be pulled out. And so I was trying to figure a way to do that. I was up at the hardware store looking in the plumbing aisle and seeing if there was something I could get to pull it out. And then I went over to the hardware section and I got this. I was able to, and it's a 5/8 by 4 1/4. So what I did was I tried to do a couple things. First, I tried to stick it in there, tighten it up enough to just hold on to the sides here and push this bearing out, and it wouldn't do that. So what I did was I went in there and got to the edge of the bearing and tightened it up so that these edges opened up just enough to catch that lip, and then I was able to bang it through, and pull the bottom out. Put it up here, bang it out. My challenge was, though, after I had gotten it through, this bolt here was a little beat up and would not release. So the bearing that was on this side would not come out with this. I mean, this wouldn't come out, it was stuck on it. So I flipped it over with it in there, down in here, and then I took my old collar, shoved it in there, and beat on this, and it pulled the other bearing out with it. So I don't know if that'll help anybody, but that's how I was able to solve that riddle. I think there's some specialty parts for that to pull those out. I was getting a little impatient, wanted to try and be cheap. I've already spent quite a bit on new shocks and a new, all new bearings and sleeves and bolts and everything else to go in here. So I'm about 600 bucks into it with the shock. No, take that back, about 500 bucks. And I'm missing out on about 3.5 weeks of riding. So I was kind of wanting to get this done tonight if I could, and I was able to. It didn't do anything to the inside here. You can feel it's not quite as smooth as this part over here, but I don't think it's from this. I think it's just from where the old collar was spinning around a little bit in there. Take them apart, lube them up, take care of them. Don't wait till they got 60,000 miles on them. Hope that helps somebody.